going to talk about today is this incredible alphabet soup of initials. It's almost as bad as the military in the accounting industry. Oh my gosh. Before I get started though, if you enjoy these videos and if you find them helpful at all, please feel free to like, share, subscribe, especially share, comment below. Let me know what you're interested in talking about because I want to answer your questions. If you are interested in hiring me to be your bookkeeper, I would really love to hear from you. We offer full charge bookkeeping, starting at only $24.95 a week. That is a week. It is a flat fee, and it could go up. I guess it does start at $24.95. Message me for details. So, who do you hire to do your books? Most people, I have found, will hire their spouses, brothers, ex-wives, new girlfriends, someone, the pizza delivery guy's cousin who says he does bookkeeping. They just don't have any idea of who to hire. CPAs are way too expensive. What in the heck is an EA? And we won't even go into the idea of a CIO or a CMA. And I'm going to explain what some of these mean. The ones that are most common that everybody is familiar with is CPA, Certified Public Accountant. These are usually your tax guys. They are this public accounting basically means that what they're supposed to do is go through, review the books for major corporations or small corporations that are being publicly traded and certify that they are correct. They also very frequently do taxes. They are authorized to represent their clients before the IRS in the state that they are licensed in. That's really helpful if you're going to be doing taxes. You want to be able to represent your clients. By the way, I do not do business taxes. I do not do taxes at all. I don't like them. And I don't like the pressure of trying to get my whole year's worth of work done in the first 4.5 or 3.5 months. But anyway, that's what a CPA does. They tend to be highly compensated. It takes a lot of work to become an accountant, even at the bookkeeping level, which is kind of the person that's the grunt in the trenches with you. It takes a lot of work to learn and understand enough about accounting to not mess up your client's books and make sure everything is correct. I have been doing bookkeeping for about 12 years now, I think. And, there's times when I get confronted with a question that I still don't know the answer to. I have to go and get a consultation on it. Fortunately, those are very few and far between. But this is not just a matter of balancing your checkbook. So that's what a CPA does. They are the certified public accountants. They're the ones you see out there with their shingles hanging out, looking all impressive like a lawyer. And it requires a ton of work to become a CPA. I am in the process right now. To become a CPA, you have to have a minimum requirement, and this varies by state. A minimum requirement for classroom instruction, and you also have to pass, in the state of Utah, a 4-part exam that covers all aspects of accounting. So it's not an easy thing to pass, it's not an easy thing to take, and it's not an easy thing to become. So they're very expensive usually. CPAs in my area, I am just south of Salt Lake City, Utah. They tend to run about $300 an hour if they're charging by the hour. I do not ever charge by the hour, by the way. I charge by the client. The next thing a lot of people will see, they will see EA. People are handing out these business cards and they've got this huge string of letters behind their names. EA is the next thing that a lot of people don't know what it means. And it means enrolled agent. An enrolled agent is someone who is enrolled before the IRS, again, to represent their clients in tax issues. They do have to have so many years of experience They do not have to have the classroom experience, but they do have to pass an exam. They are tax specialists. That's what they are. The next one I hear a lot that people ask me about MBA. We all know what an MBA is. I'm currently, by the way, working on my bachelor's. I should have it finished up before too much longer. And my next step after that will be to get an MBA, Master's of Business Administration. This has very little to do with accounting. However, MBAs do have to understand accounting in order to administer a business. So, if you see that, that's what that means. Some of the lesser known ones, CIA, which means Certified Internal Auditor. At some point, before too long, as I'm growing my business, I will be hiring an internal auditor. These are the people that go through the, that would be someone that kind of goes through and checks over everything to make sure things are being done correctly. Auditors tend to be even more detail-oriented than your average bookkeeper or accountant. They are really looking for mistakes. That's the purpose of an audit, is to look for mistakes. They're not looking for what you did right. They are looking for the things that you did wrong. So they're going to be digging, they're going to be looking for every scrap of paper. If you ever go through an IRS audit, these are the kind of people that do it. They're going to look for every scrap of paper to back up your statements. By the way, if you ever go through an IRS audit, if you have a third-party person that is not employed by your company, and they are doing your books for you, you already have a leg up because they don't have the vested interest that an employee has. Because, if my client goes sideways, I have other clients, right? If they're audited by the IRS and they get shut down for reasons that have nothing to do with me, I have other clients. So if I can sit down with the IRS and say, yes, I saw this, 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 and this. I don't do that if I can avoid it, but, it's just, I'm not as vested in protecting my clients, although I am, and I do, as, a full-time employee who is completely controlled by their employer. And that's just the nature of the relationship. So when the IRS comes in and they say, oh, they have a third party doing it, the third party is more likely to stand up to the client and say, you can't do it this way, than an employee is. So if you've got a third-party independent bookkeeper like my firm doing your books for you, then you've already got a leg up. Let's see, again, auditors, CIO, Certified Internal Auditor, Certified Internal Accountant. These are the ones that are really digging in. They're looking for every scrap of paper. They're looking for everything you did wrong in your books. And that's really what they're trained to do. The other thing is Certified Managerial Accountant. Managerial accounting talks about, or is the accounting to help you run your business effectively. Not all accountants have anything to do with taxes, and that's really where people kind of fall into trouble. The only time a lot of small business owners think about bookkeeping is this time of year. It is April 2nd, I think. 3rd? 2nd? April 3rd. I'm looking at the wrong month. I have two calendars up here for April and May. It's April 3rd. And this is when most people start to think about it. Tax day is coming up. It is in less than 2 weeks. So this is when people start to think about having their books done. Part of it's because we tend to kind of shove all the stuff that we don't want to do way back to the corner of the desk, way back over there. I don't want to see it. And then we ignore it. Kind of like my pile of stuff over here. This is not client work, by the way, that I am not ready to do yet. It's human nature to kind of not do the things that we don't enjoy doing and to focus on the things that we do enjoy doing. Anyone who has children knows this. So, you know, I can do this when I'm just recording, because I'm just recording and I can, you know, connect the videos later. I hate it when I lose my train of thought in the middle. So this is when everyone kind of gets slapped in the face that, oh, my books are a mess. The ideal from a managerial perspective, again, this means that if you are running your business for success, the ideal would be that you always know where you're at, what your business is doing, how many liabilities you have, what's your accounts, you know, what money should be coming in. Do you have invoices that you have issued out that you haven't gotten the money on yet? You don't have to know some of the more esoteric stuff. I don't even talk to most of my clients about things like depreciation. I talk to them very little about retained earnings. It's probably something that's not top of mind when you're trying to run a business. I'll talk to them about that at the end of the year when we go over things. I'm not going to talk to them a lot about depreciation, retained earnings, about some of the other kind of weird stuff that goes on in the background that just isn't, you know, right in your face. But I do want them to understand their profit and loss, their balance sheet, and their statement of cash flows. Those three reports together are the map of, well, how is your business doing? I do a quarterly meeting, I guess, with my clients. We do it just like this, where I can see their face. Not all of my clients are local to me. I am trying to move into the Los Angeles area, Orange County in California. I like California. Wouldn't mind retiring there. Want to move there soon. So, you know, I'm going to have clients that are, you know, down in California or up in Seattle or across in Washington, D.C. that it's, you know, not really convenient for me to travel to see them. So I prefer to do it just online. The wonderful thing about living in the 21st century, this is just, I just did a academic paper on this. We're not tied by geography. That means that if you are in Los Angeles, Orange County, Seattle, Tacoma, Portland, I live in the West, so I'm thinking Western cities, Phoenix, St. George here in Utah, Denver, Colorado Springs. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're in Destin, Florida, where a bunch of my friends from high school have retired to. We can still have these talks. We can have these conversations. When I do my quarterly reviews with my clients, I have them get on a screen sharing kind of web conferencing software. I share my screen with them so that I'm not asking them, oh, did you click here? Some of them are on QuickBooks Online and they can see the same information, but I would rather have them see exactly what I'm looking at so I can, you know, explain things to them. Most business owners they don't have an accounting background. They don't know how to read their reports, and they really don't have to. That's my job, to read them for them and to explain to them what's going on and why. So I hope that made everything about some of the different accounting rules. Back to that. Bookkeepers. What's a bookkeeper? The bookkeeper is the person who's in the trenches with you, entering transactions day by day. If you are a huge business, you know, Chevron has legions of bookkeepers and accounting clerks, sometimes that's what they're called, who will all they do is enter this data and make sure everything is getting entered and make sure that the bank account is reconciled. That's what those people do. And that was where I got my start, by the way. It's also why I'm moving into more of an accounting role. An accountant is the one that looks at the top-down information and starts to interpret those results for you to make sure that your financials are correct. Make sure that this is information that's helpful to you, Mr. and Ms. Business Owner. So your bookkeeper is the one that's entering your transactions every day. My company, we work on a weekly basis. So today is the 3rd. It's Tuesday. The week that I'm doing books for ended yesterday. We go Monday to Monday. So my clients will all receive their reports unless they're on QuickBooks Online. I don't email reports if they're on QuickBooks Online because they can log in and get them. But they will get their reports on April 9th, Monday at 10 o'clock through their email. And then I will be going over those reports with my clients. This is the key that I think most people kind of forget, is making sure that the information is useful, not just that they're getting a check. I think that is about it. I am sure that this is not as clear as I would like it to be because it is live and it is off the cuff. So I apologize for that. No, I don't. You're just so lucky to be able to look at my face and watch these. But again, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, issues, if you don't like well, maybe if you don't like the way I toss my hair, I don't want to hear about that. But if you have feedback for me, please comment below. I would love to hear from you. If you have questions about your small business bookkeeping, I want to know because I want to be able to answer those. And I want to be able to make sure that I'm incorporating those questions into my system. So I'm only going to be live maybe once or twice a week from now on. I am doing videos that are being uploaded on a daily basis. But it was getting kind of stressful trying to do these live videos at a set time every single day. And I have days, I think we all do. I have days when, it hits 5 o'clock when I was doing the show and my kids needed me, or my client needed me, or I was just too dang tired and wanted to go take a nap. It just happens. So that's it for today. Please continue to watch this space. I promise you changes are coming. I may be changing the name of the business. I may be changing the URL. Maybe changing a lot of things. So, just like and share, and I will talk to you again soon.